The 11th. Check that big board. We're down 182 points, barely above the 50,000 level. So we've got the market that is down this morning. All right, now this. I'm sure this scene has been played out in homes across the country. Maybe your home. You're watching TV, President Trump comes on the screen, your romantic interest who is sitting next to you jumps up, shouts abuse, demands that the channel be changed, leaves the room in a huff. Does that ring a bell? Or this. You're watching TV, President Biden comes on the screen. Your romantic interest, who is sitting next to you, pours scorn on the president, mocks him, and demands that you mock him too. Oh, it's an ugly scene. With this in mind, Fox did a poll. Good timing, because Saturday is Valentine's Day. Is it possible to fall in love with someone whose political views are opposite your own? These days, that's a very tricky question, isn't it? Here's what the poll found. Yes, it's possible, said 59%. Yes, it has happened, said 11%. No, it's not possible, said 28%. OK, where do you stand on this? I bet you're thinking about it right now, aren't you? I am in the yes camp. It is possible. I think love is the most powerful emotion. When it hits, it overrides everything, doesn't it? However, let's be honest, disagreement over politics, especially in the Trump era, can make life difficult. It's hard to escape politics. Highly opinionated social media is everywhere. You know, it's not like the good old days when network news dominated and it was on TV for just a half hour a day. You could put aside your differences for 30 minutes, surely. Today, contentious news content comes at you 24/7. Let's put this in a little perspective. Fox asked another question. What is more important when choosing a Valentine? 77% said a sense of humor. Only 22% thought political views were more important. In other words, politics, for most people, takes a back seat. Laughing off your differences is more important. I'll leave it at that. However, maybe a more youthful opinion is required here. So for that, we bring in the very youthful Brian Brenberg.
Best introduction I've ever had, Stu.
Well, wait, I'm not finished.
Okay,
I'm just not
let's
finished.
go.
My conclusion is that love transcends all, at least at first. Now, I'm not being terribly cynical.
That at least at first is a very
realistic.
tricky qualification.
Absolutely.
Can you fall for somebody with different political views? Probably because it's not the first thing you talk about. But when you've gotten to the point where you're sitting on the couch and they jump up and throw their soda pop at the screen because Trump came on, I think you may not be able to stay in love. Here's the difference to me. There's politics, and then there's the worship of politics. If you participate, if you vote, if you have opinions, fine, you can get along. If you worship politics, in other words, if the political figures are your deity, so Donald Trump is the devil to you, or Joe Biden is the savior of America, you've gone from politics to religion. And in that instance, I don't think you can get along with the person who disagrees with you.
If you love them, can you handle that kind of political attitude?
If you love them, you know, if it's a rightly ordered love, Stu, but we live in a world today where people are like, Donald Trump is Satan. He's the root of all evil. I'm sorry, but if you voted for Donald Trump and your spouse thinks that, it ain't gonna work, Stu. Love's not overcoming that because your love is for politics, not for the person sitting next to you.
I'm not sure I should ever have done this editorial, but I'm going to transfer
This is a wonderful
attention.
editorial.
So, Lydia, can you fall in love with someone who has the opposite political views?
Yes, I absolutely think so, especially, well, only if you're able to talk about it. If you are going to have a type of relationship where, you know, politics now cannot be discussed because you don't want to have a fight, I think that's a recipe for a disaster. But as long as you're able to communicate about it, have a healthy dialogue, I think you could actually have a very interesting relationship. Maybe it makes it a little bit more spicy.
I think the fact that 59% spicy, what do you mean by that? The fact that 59% said yes, you can fall in love with someone with the opposite opinion, that's very positive about love, isn't it? That's very
agree.
positive. Ryan Payne, you just happen to be sitting here. I'll rope you into the discussion.
I was dying to get in. Thank you. I just said, as long as you love Kid Rock as much as me, we can get along.
Oh, in other words, it's not going to work for Ryan Payne. That's what he's saying, actually. Stu, I love that you're the fifth Beatle. All you need is love. Nobody knew that about you.
Do you know who the fifth Beatle really was?
Pete Best.
Oh, that was good, yes.
I know this stuff.
Pete Best, he was the original drummer, then they dropped him and Ringo came in.
They should have had you, though.
But you weren't even born back then, were you?
I know, but I read books.
Okay. Let's wrap it up and get me out of this, boys. Let's go back to the markets where we see, I'm afraid, a large amount of red ink. The Dow's down 220, the Nasdaq's down, the S&P is down as well. So red across the board this morning. Ryan Payne, come back into this. A serious discussion of the market now.
Yes, sir.
130,000 jobs added in January. What does that tell you?
It tells me this economy is very, very strong. And look, I always say what economists think in unison is never right to do. All we've heard about is how this labor market is about to fall off a cliff. And we have seen the exact opposite here. And my belief is, look, you see stronger GDP growth, right? It was tracking at like 3-4%. Eventually what's going to happen is people are going to hire more people, or companies are going to hire more people. So I think we're going to see a strong job market this year. That's one of the big surprises that most people aren't talking about. It's due I am.
But you can't get lower interest rates if you've got a job market this strong and an economy expanding at 5%, can you?
I think it's a fair point, but I think if you look at it from this perspective is we're tracking at close to 4% GDP growth with rates where they are today. Do we really need those rate cuts? I would argue we probably don't. And that's kind of it's really a toss of a coin right now because remember, you have 12 voting FOMC members, and we don't know how they're going to vote, even though Kevin Warsh, we know, probably sides with cutting rates here. So I wouldn't bet on it as an investor right now.
OK, let's talk about what the president was saying. The Dow has crossed 50,000, happened just the other day. It doubled in less than a decade. I think I'm right in saying in less than a decade.
8 years.
It doubled. 8 years to double it, right? The president thinks it's going to double again to 100,000 on the Dow. Can it double again in the next 3 years?
The next 2 years,
that's
okay,
a stretch. Sure.
That's probably a little ambitious, right? But over the next decade, stocks, typically double every 7 to 10 years, so that's accurate. Thank God I've been bullish on your show for 8 years, because now I feel kind of smart. But yeah, absolutely. I think if you look at the Dow, 100,000, probably not far off in the distant future. 7-8 years. What's 7-8 years in the scheme of things? Not that long.
Now, you say the market's moving away from companies that specialize in information and moving towards companies that build things.
Yes.
That's why you like Caterpillar and 3M, right?
Yeah, which is driving the Dow right now, those good old boring industrial stocks. And you made a good point on your show earlier today. It's like, okay, these hyperscalers are spending $600 billion. How does that turn out? And they only have to spend that just to compete. And, look, I'm from Philadelphia. You have to keep it really simple. I think it's very hard to figure out how that's actually going to turn out long term. But meantime, we have an industrial revolution going on right now. If you look at the fact that we have electrification, we have AI infrastructure. If you look at the energy transition, you look at defense budgets going up. We need minerals to do that, right? We need base metals, and we're completely undermined globally for all of that. So it doesn't take a weatherman to know which way the wind blows. These are really good places to put your money into the industrial revolution that's happening, commodity boom that's happening, emerging markets where a lot of these deposits are. So I just think that as an investor right now, there's a lot easier theses than us just like trying to use all this brain damage to figure out which AI stock or which Magnificent Seven stock is going to be the best. There's just easier places to allocate your capital right now, in my humble opinion.
Broaden it out. And it sounds like successful, too. Ryan, thanks very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Stuart, great to see you.
Good stuff.